SMHX, the VanEck Fabless Semiconductor ETF. Same chip sector, a sharper, riskier bet on the designers. What is SMHX? SMHX is a VanEck Fabless Semiconductor ETF. Unlike SMH, which spans the entire chip supply chain, including foundries and equipment makers, SMHX narrows in on one slice of the chain. Companies that design chips but don't manufacture them. Same semiconductor sector, a different slice of it. SMH includes foundries like Taiwan Semiconductor and equipment makers like Applied Materials and Lam Research, the companies that physically manufacture chips. SMHX strips all of that. What's left is a fund built purely around chip design and intellectual property. No fabs, no equipment, just the architects of the industry. Slide 4. Here's a twist. SMHX doesn't solve SMH's NVIDIA concentration. It increases it. NVIDIA sits at roughly 22% of SMHX, slightly higher than its 20.5% weight in SMH. Broadcom follows at over 17%. Together, those two names make up nearly 40% of the entire fund. Slide 5. What SMH brings in are names you won't find in SMH's top 10. Cadence Design Systems and Synopsys, the software behind chip design itself. Astrolabs, a connectivity specialist. ARM Holdings, whose architecture powers most of the world's chips. And Lattice Semiconductor. This is the bet on the designers and the IP, not the factories. SMH has delivered a 10-year annualized return of 34%. Extraordinary, but heavily powered by NVIDIA's run. SMHX doesn't have that long a track record. It launched in August 2024. But in its short life, it's already outpacing its own category and index. A $10,000 investment at inception would be worth roughly $21,700 today, compared to about $16,000 for its category average. The question isn't which fund has the longer resume. It's whether you want your semiconductor exposure spread across the whole supply chain or concentrated in the designers. Slide 7. SMHX is for investors who want to bet specifically on the design side of the chip industry, the companies architecting chips and the software behind them, rather than the manufacturers and equipment makers that build them. If you believe the real value in semiconductors sits with the designers and IP holders, not the factories, SMHX gives you that focused exposure. The trade-off is concentration of a different kind. SMHX still carries heavy NVIDIA and Broadcom weight, nearly 40% combined, so it's not a diversification play in the way it might sound. Morningstar's 3-year portfolio risk score puts SMHX at 112, solidly in extreme territory, above even the very aggressive tier. If foundries and equipment makers outperform designers, SMH wins. If chip design and IP keep leading, SMHX wins. But either way, this is a high conviction, high risk bet. This is why you may want to consider owning both SMH and SMHX like I do. Slide 9. Same index family, same sector, same fund manager. The difference is which part of the semiconductor value chain you're betting on, the designers or the entire supply chain, including the factories. SMHX is a more concentrated, more extreme risk bet on chip design and intellectual property. And for some investors, that focus is exactly the point.